So going to get straight into it. So start in Sukhasana. Feel free to sit on something if you want to. If you do know that you're quite tight in the hips, have a cushion or a towel or something ready to use as a prop. But we're just going to arrive. Obviously, as always, listen to your body. Hip opening. We hold lots of emotional tension in our hips, so it could release. It's normal to feel emotional, nauseous, or none of those things after hip opening sequences. But drink lots of water afterwards and just be kind to yourself and really mindful. Okay, sitting up tall. Relax the shoulders down. Gently hug the lower abdominals in to support your spine. Keep the back long. Breathe in fully into the belly. Exhale fully. Let something go. If you want to set yourself a mantra here, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can do that now or an intention. So it might be breathing in joy, or breathing in energy, or breathing in love, or whatever you want to breathe in, breathing in peace, and exhaling whatever word comes into your head. It might just be what no longer serves me. Breathing something in or breathing something out, or set an intention just to be present for your practice, or to be mindful of your body today. Anything you like. Just gaze down or close the eyes, breathe, have a quiet, kind word with yourself. Full inhalation and emptying of air as you exhale. If you haven't already, take your right leg in front of the left. Keep the ankles active, feet flexed. Inhale, lengthen up. Lift the chest, lift through the fingertips as you exhale. Gently open the chest, twist towards your right side. Gentle twist here, navel to spine. Take a breath here. Keeping length through the spine, grounding down through the legs and pelvis. Inhale, lengthen up back to center, navel to spine. Exhale, drop the shoulders, open the heart space, fingertips to the floor, ground down, twist to the left. One breath here. Once more to each side with one breath. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, softening down, but keep the spine long. Over to the right. Inhale, lengthen up. Soften through the jaw. Exhale, smile and twist. Inhale up to center. Exhale, gentle forward stretch this time. Relax the head down. Keep both sit bones on the floor. Full breath here. Full exhalation out. Roll it up through the spine. All the way to sitting, and change the cross of the legs. One breath per movement this time. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale to the left first, navel to spine. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, lift through the pelvic floor as you draw up. Find that Mula Bandha, that root lock. That's where we lift our pelvic floor up. And again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Keep the heart space nice and open. Soften through the jaw. Last one. Inhale up. Full breath in, so move with your breath, not mine. Exhale down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, forwards and down. Keep the feet and ankles active. Keep your bottom on the floor as you lower down. Might be lower than me, might not be as low, it doesn't matter. As far as feels good for you. Take a breath here. And then exhale, roll it up. Roll the shoulders back. Good. Extend your left leg to the side. Keep the right leg in. Ground both feet down, so our legs are active, our feet are active, keeping them flexed. Okay, take your left hand to the right leg. Gentle pressure here, so we're going to push down. Inhale, lift that right arm, lift through the right side of the body. Exhale, over. So this isn't about dropping down, this is about finding length out of that right hip. Shoulders away from ears, think chest to ceiling. Keep both legs pushing down. Engage your core, really push into the back of that left knee. Find your breath. One more breath here. Opening through the right hip and psoas here, so it should feel really nice. Exhale back to center. Good. Changing sides, bring your left leg in, extend your right leg out. Flex both feet, that protects our knees. Ground the legs down, find length. Take your right hand to your left leg. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, find length and reach across. Nice. Really find length. Really draw that left arm, sorry, that right arm across for you and really draw the leg down. Soften through the jaw. Think heart to ceiling. Full breaths here. Inhale, finding space. Exhale, finding even more length. And slowly back up to center. Soles of the feet together. Again, inhale, find some length, have a wibble wobble. Exhale, forwards and down, rounding down. In this position, relax the head towards the feet. Gently press on the insides of the legs. And imagine you're trying to stick your bottom out and lengthen your chest forward. So we're trying to lift our waistline away from our hips, get length in the lower back, therefore opening up through the back of the hips. Big breath here. Breathing all the way to the pubic bone. And exhaling fully. Rolling up on your next inhale. Make your way to your hands and knees. And find a really nice long but supported spine. So hug your tummy muscles in. Shoulders down the back. Gently pushing into the hands and the tops of the feet to engage your core. Take your right leg up. Keep it bent. Keep the foot flexed. Big hip circles. Keeping your core muscles in. Big, big, big hip circles one way, massaging that hip joint, easing out tension, using your core, then take it the other way. Warming up, massaging. Lovely one for your hip, this and your lower back. Keep that navel to spine. Good. And then placing the knee back down, lift the left leg up, pushing into the top of the right foot and the hands, engage your core, so we're not arching or dipping here. Keep the breath going, flex that foot, big full hip circles one way. Notice your breath. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, then you can do that. If not, just inhaling and exhaling through the nose if you can. Take the leg the other way. Full breaths in, full breaths out. Trying not to rush. Trying to keep that breath really nice and fluid. Nice. And then from here, we're going to curl our toes. Lift the knees. Keep your knees bent as you send your hips really far back, as though you were going to sit back on the heels. And then change your mind. Start to straighten the legs. Relax the head down, gaze between the thighs. Use your pelvic floor to lift up the hips, lifting them up and back. Hug your lower ribs in. Round your elbows out and under. Press into all 10 fingers, especially your thumb and index finger, and breathe. Nice. Stay here. Keep grounded. Push into your left foot and both hands as you lift the right leg up. Inhale. Bend the right leg. Same thing, couple of hip circles one way, keeping your core muscles really strong, lifting out of the wrists and arms, and a couple the other way. A little bit more challenging in this position. If it's too much, you can lower back to the knees. Lovely, and we're going to inhale, lift that right leg up as high as you can, bend it slightly, point the toe, and this time open the hips. So stacking right hip over left, think right foot to left shoulder. Push into both hands, especially the right one. Keep gazing back. Breathe here. Opening through that right psoas in the front of the hip. And then exhale. Step the right foot in between the hands to a nice low lunge. Chest forwards, lower the back knee. Uncurl the toes. Here we go. Opening through the left hip flexor. Take a breath. Nice work. Keep breathing. Gently push into the top of the left foot as we inhale, lift the body, pelvic floor lift. Exhale, stay nice and low, right knee over right ankle. Draw the elbows open, little half opener here as well. Draw your thumbs back, heart forwards and up, lift the chest. Pushing into both feet evenly, lift the pelvic floor. 2 full breaths here. Really nice opening through the left hip, front of the hip as well as the heart space. Exhale, lower down. Plant the hands, curl the toes, step it straight back to down dog. And breathe. Full breath here. Walk out through the heels if you need to. 10 fingers pressing down evenly and then really push into the right foot. Both hands, inhale the left leg up. Hold it here. Keep the hips, outer hips hugging inwards and the hips are in line with each other. Bend that left leg and then take big hip circles one way. Doesn't matter which, we're going to go both ways. Relax the jaw, breathing fully here, mindful of how that hip joint feels. and then take it the other way. Keep the breath going, building strength through the core and the upper body as we do this. And then on your next inhalation, take the left leg up high. This time bend it, point the toe, and stack left hip over right as you take your left foot towards your right shoulder. Push into the left hand especially here. Keep breathing. One more breath. Nice work. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, contract your core muscles as you bring it through knee to nose and step it in between the hands. Lower your back leg. Make sure you've got enough width here so you're not so far in you're getting no stretch. Enough space between the feet to open through that right hip flexor. When you're ready, push into both feet. Inhale, lift up, pelvic floor lift, shoulders drop down. If it feels nice, draw the heart space forward, bend, cactus the arms, bend the elbows, pull the thumbs back, little fingers face forward to lift the chin. Breathe here, pushing into both feet. Really good. Gentle smile. Exhale, take the hands down. Curl the toe. This time we're going to step all the way forwards to our forward fold. Keeping the knees soft, maybe straightening one leg then the other. And just finding what feels nice. We're going to go into our classical Surya Namaskara. So a nice flow in order to get the heat up in the body, heat and energy in the body rather, so that we can really start to open the hips fully. Okay, push into the feet, take the hands to the waist, push into the feet, lift the head and the chest first, come all the way up to standing. Ground through the feet, tailbone down, pelvic floor lifts, palms forward, Tadasana, mountain pose, find steadiness. Feel the lower half ground down, feel lightness, calmness in your upper body, using your breath. Take any modifications you need to for our sun salutation, our Surya Namaskara. As we inhale, lift up. Slight back bend if you want to, if that's something you normally do. Exhale, float forwards and down. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And then inhale, lift to your flat back, your version. Either fingertips to the floor or hands up the shin. Exhale, soften the knees if you need to, forward fold. Step your right foot back as you inhale, low lunge. As you exhale, take that left foot back to plank. Take a breath here. If you need to lower the knees, that's fine. On your next inhale, bring the weight forwards. Exhale, keep the elbows in, lower to the belly. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra or cobra. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes, inhale back to plank position or the knees, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it in between the hands. Lower the back knee, take a breath, inhale here. Exhale, hold. Inhale all the way up to our flat back, left leg comes in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, push into the feet, arms go up the side, all the way to standing. Exhale to prayer. And again, inhale, lift up. Draw up, right up through the fingertips. Exhale, float forwards and down. Inhale to your flat back, your version. Either to the fingers or hands up the shin. Hug your core muscles in. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg goes back, way back as you inhale, drop the knee. Exhale, hold. Inhale back to plank or lower the knees. Hold it here. Inhale, rock forwards. Hug the knees in, either lower to the belly or chaturanga, all the way through up dog or cobra. If you're in up dog like me, keep those thighs pulled up, legs off the floor. And then exhale all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through to your low lunge. Send that right hip forwards, left hip back. Take a breath. As you inhale, bring the right leg in, forward fold. Pushing into the feet, inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. We're going to go again, but this time I'm going to add a couple of variations in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Breath leads the movement. Inhale to your flat back. Keep that navel to spine. Lengthen, 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 then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg steps back. Exhale, straight to plank this time. Inhale, rock forwards. Exhale, lower down or chaturanga, down and up. Lovely. Exhale, pushing into the hands and feet. Use your pelvic floor to lift up. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it through. This time stay in a high lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up, shoulders down, push into both feet evenly. Bring your left hip forwards, right hip back. So feel that opening through the left hip flexor here. We're going to drop our right hand down towards the floor. Lift that left arm up, up, up. Keep hugging your right hip back and your left hip forwards. So you're going to feel a nice opening here through the left hip and your psoas. Strengthening and lengthening. Shoulders are down. Big breaths here. Find lightness through the upper body. Soften through the collarbones and the jaw. And keep this position. We're going to inhale, lift up, bring the body straight, straighten both legs. Exhale, bend deeply into the right leg, drop that right arm. Same thing again, lift up through the left side. Inhale, lift up. So we're here. As you exhale, push that left heel back as you really reach down. Inhale, lift up and straighten, shoulders down. Exhale, bend deeply, opening through the right hip. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Dynamic movement here, warming up the body, but also allowing us to stretch even deeper into those muscles. Exhale, down and hold. Notice your breath. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, all the way down. This time we're going to inhale, step the right leg forwards. Left leg forwards to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Push into the feet, inhale up to standing. Hands to prayer on your exhale. Grind through the feet, lift the thighs. Here we go, left side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forwards we fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, steps the left leg back. And as you exhale, then take the right leg back to plank or tabletop. Inhale, bring the weight forwards, hug the elbows in, lower to the belly. Cobra or chaturanga through, upward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heart space. Exhale, push into the hands and feet, roll over the toes, find downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it in between the hands, push into both feet. Core muscles lift, pelvic floor lift. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forwards. Find your Mula Bandha, that root lock. Navel to spine, pelvic floor lifts. So hugging in that energy, supporting your spine. Okay, drop the left arm down. Push that right foot way back as you lift that right arm up, up, up. Opening through that right hip and psoas. This feels lovely. Breathe. Then inhale, lift and lengthen. Core muscles bring you all the way up to standing. Straighten both legs. Exhale, bend the front leg. Reach that right arm up and the right heel back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend and reach. And again, inhale, lift up. Keep your focus. Exhale, down. Couple more. Inhale up. Shoulders relax down the back. Soften through the jaw. 2 more. Inhale, lift, navel to spine. Exhale, drop. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take a breath here. Finding that strength, that contrast. Strengthening down, pushing down, grounding down through the legs. Light floatiness in the upper body. Inhale, bring the left arm up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to a flat back, step the right leg in. Exhale, forward fold. Pushing into the feet, inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Hold it here. Good, really nice work. We're going to do a little balancing here. So take your weight onto your right foot. Lift the left leg up. For tree pose, we're going for a Bikram version or Iyengar version of tree. So take your heel, if it feels okay, as near to your hip as you can. Okay, as near to your right hip. Your left leg is going as near to your right hip as you can. Hold it there. Some of you have done this before. Be able to take your hands away, you know what you're doing, go for it. Otherwise, hold this. You don't want any knee discomfort, but start to drop the knee. So we're almost aiming for knee to knee, okay? If you can, just keep that foot there with just using the right hand. Maybe take the left hand out to the side, open the palm, open the chest. Balance here. Some of you might be good here, hands to prayer. That might be fine, in which case hold it there. But try not to stick the bottom out. So think wherever you are, tailbone down,
navel to spine, and then draw the knee down and in. Keep pushing your pelvis under. So if you're here, you're totally missing the hip opening values of this posture. Send the tailbone down, lift through the pelvic floor, ground down through your right foot. Sorry, ground down through your left foot. And breathe. Couple of options here. Maybe flex that foot, slide it slightly down the thigh, bend deeply into your right leg, take the arms out for balance, chest forwards. Think chest, heart space open, so draw the arms out and back, bending deeply. Weight is in your right heel here. Keep this left foot nice and active. Draw the leg down. You've got a nice hip opener here, hip and heart opener. Keep the neck long, breathing. Use that pelvic floor lift. Keep breathing. Some of you might want to go a bit deeper. Take your fingertips to the floor. If an arm balance is in your practice, you can create a shape, shelf and rock forwards if you want to. If not, stick with me. Keep breathing. Keep that pelvic floor lifted, navel to spine for stability. And then we're going to inhale, lift up, lift thigh to chest. Draw the tummy muscles in, everything goes up, up, up. Exhale. Lower down. Nice. Release the ankles. Really nice. Find that steadiness again. Tadasana. Ground down through the legs. Lift the quadriceps, send the tailbone down. Mula bandha, these muscles hugging in. Breathe. Peel your right foot up. Taking your right heel towards your left hip with both hands or no hands. Remember, you can do hands to prayer if you want to. Or you can take one hand, the left hand, keep that knee dropping down, lift through the body, right palm forwards. Keep that left leg active, so lift through the left thigh. Find your breath. Okay, so sending the tailbone down, so we're not arching here. Pelvis is steady, lifting the pelvic floor. Softening through the jaw. If it feels okay, flex your left foot, takes the pressure off the knee. Send your weight back into your left heel. Take the hands out to the side, draw the shoulders down the back, open the chest. Standing lotus variation. So chest is open, but don't arch your lower back here. Okay, so we don't want this dip in the lower back. Send the tailbone down, keep the pelvic floor lifted. Breathe fully. Soften the jaw. Notice your breath. And then slowly inhale, lift up, side to chest, arms overhead, navel to spine, lower down, release the ankles, the shoulders, and just do this. Okay, step wide, you didn't have to do that, I like it. Step nice and wide, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Feet are going to start parallel, engage the legs. Turn your left toes out to start with. So your left heel should be in line with the right arch of your foot, hands on the waist. Hips are in the middle. Now engage both legs. So push into the big toe mounds, the balls of both feet. And notice when you do that, what happens to the inside thighs? They lift, the thighs lift. Send your tailbone down, just as we did in lotus, and then lift through the pelvic floor. Inhale. As you exhale, start to move your body towards your left side. Good. Stay there. Now reach the arms out. Keep the shoulders down. Really reach the arms out. Keep pressing into the big toe mounds, just leaning to the side here. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, imagine you're trying to lengthen the left side of your body as you go down. Lengthen the left side as you go down. So we're not collapsing. Take your left hand towards the shin, but don't drop onto it. It's just there, just fingertips tickling the knee or the shin, wherever you're getting to, or the floor even. Shoulders away from ears. If it feels okay, look up. If not, look straight ahead as I'm doing, because I'm talking. Keep pushing into both feet. Now lengthen your tailbone down and under, so you're really going to get a good opening here. Perfect. Now as we inhale, I want you to think more length through that left side. Allow the hips to slightly stick towards the right side, but keep the tailbone tucking under, pelvic floor lifted, breathing. If you want a slightly deeper stretch, really push into the outside of your right foot as you bring that right arm palm facing you overhead. Lovely. Keep breathing here. Think right shoulder back, left shoulder forwards, pushing into both toe mounds, finding length, breathing, navel to spine. It's all in the finer detail. Find your breath, find your steadiness. Nice work. And we're all going to try and open this right arm as much as you can behind you, keeping that the hips steady and keeping that push into both feet as we open, 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 and then bring it back to center. Push into your left foot as you inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Rotate the toes the other way. Right toes out, left toes forwards. Hands go to the waist. Push into the balls of the feet, the big toe mound. Lift through pelvic floor, lift through the legs, shoulders are down. Inhale here. Exhale, move the body towards the right side. Hold it here. Keep pushing into both feet evenly. Reach the arms out, shoulders are down. Breathe here. Allow the hips to slightly tilt towards the left side, so you're not here, they're slightly moving, but keep that tailbone drawing under. So if I'm exaggerating, I'm going boom with my tailbone, okay? Keep the chest open. On your next exhalation, float down, don't collapse, but keep length through your right side. So lengthen the right side as we float down, down, down. Left shoulder back, right shoulder forwards. Maybe look up if that feels nice. Keep breathing. Keep drawing that tailbone under. Take your mind, your attention to your sides. Your quads, are they lifted? Is your left leg nice and straight? Jaw nice and soft. Keep breathing. Maybe flip the left palm, maybe draw it over towards your ear as you keep pushing into the outside of that left leg, if that feels nice. What's your breath doing? And on your next inhalation, lift the left arm up, open it, open it, open it behind you, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale back, let's go again, inhale, open it, open the heart space, open the chest. Exhale back and then push into the right foot as you inhale, float up. Exhale, float down, hop or step the feet together, mountain pose. Breathe. Nice work. Take the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift the arms up, turn the toes out slightly. Exhale down to your yogi squat. Okay, really nice. Have a bit of movement here. Just moving side to side. Easing into the hips. If your heels don't touch the floor, just do this for a couple more breaths. If they do, then allow the hips to sink down, allow the pelvis to sink. As long as your feet are fully on the floor, all 10 toes, hands together, get some resistance between arms, legs, legs to arms. Lift the chest, drop the pelvis and breathe. Couple of breaths here. Or if you can't get here, don't worry, just keep the hands down, working to get the heels down. Couple of breaths, breathing fully. Breathing into the pelvis. Maybe try and lift the heart space a little bit more, soften the face. Heavy, heavy through the pelvis. Breathing into tightness. Nice, and then pushing into the feet. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to the waist. Feet are parallel. Keep the legs straight. Take a couple of big hip and lower back circles here. So whatever feels good for your body, really go inwards in terms of what does this feel like? What do I need? Do I need to curve more, arch more, ease it out, stretch it out, take it the other way? So we're not doing, it's not a sexy Latin hip circle. Different video. This is like a moving slowly, mindfully. Notice the hip sockets. Good. And then coming up to standing. We're going to inhale, lift up. Feet are mat width apart and slightly turned out. Exhale, bend it down as low as you can. And again, push into the feet. Inhale, lift up. So if you're not going as low as me, don't worry. If the heels need to come off the floor a bit, that's okay as well. But there should be no discomfort in the knees. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, down to our yogi squat. 2 more. Inhale, push the feet up, engage the glutes, the quads. Exhale, float down. Last one, inhale, reaching up. Exhale all the way down. And then inhale all the way back up again. Good, come back to Tadasana, find mountain pose. We're going to take our flow,
Couple more sun salutations just to get some more heat in the body before we go into really deep stretches. So inhale, lifting up. You're like, I'm already deep stretching. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. This time step or jump to plank or lower the knees. Hold it here for a couple of breaths. Squeezing the pelvic floor in and up, drawing navel to spine, shoulders down the back. On your next inhalation, whether you're knees down or knees up, rock forwards, exhale, lower down, chaturanga or lift up to cobra. Exhale, roll back over the toes, send it back, find your downward facing dog. Pressing into 10 fingers. Pulling out of the fingers, out of the wrists, out of the arms, round the elbows, out and under. Pelvic floor pulls the hips up. Good. From here, look between the hands, bend the knees. Inhale, jump or step to the top of the mat. Find your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Pushing into the feet. Inhale, lift up, strong legs, strong core. Exhale, hands to prayer. Last time, inhale, lifting up, slight back bend if you want to. Lift through the legs, squeeze the buttocks. Exhale, forwards and down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step or jump to plank. Couple of breaths here. Push the mat away, shoulders down the back, breathing. Finding a long, controlled, smooth, fluid breath. Nice. Inhale, rock forwards. Exhale, lower to the belly or chaturanga all the way through, up dog or cobra. Exhale, push into the hands and feet, send the hips high. Step it back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Really good. And if it feels nice, just sending one heel down and the other, hips up into the air. When you're ready, inhale your right leg up. Exhale, squeeze the core, knee to nose, step it through. Bring your right hand to the inside of the right leg. Heel toe your right foot to the outside of the mat and then lower the hips slowly. Couple of options here, lizard variation. Stay here if that's a deep stretch and that's feeling good. If you need to lower the knee because it's a bit too intense, that's okay. If you want to keep the knee up and you want to make it more intense, you can lower to your forearms. My right leg is down up the side of my body. And I've got 10 toes on the floor. Shoulders are relaxed, face is relaxed. Breathing deeply here. Lengthening that chest forwards as you draw the right hip back and in. Navel to spine. And then pushing up to the hands. Heel toe that right leg back in. And this time we're going to straighten the right leg. Inhale, draw the chest forwards as you hug your right hip back. Exhale, chin towards your shin. Couple of breaths here in a pyramid variation. Back heel is heading towards the floor, but it might not be down. Mine isn't. No problem. Stretching through the front and back of that right leg. Hug the right hip back. Breathe deeply. Plant your left hand and inhale. Open that right arm up, revolving, twisting. Hug the right hip back. Look up. Just one breath here. Exhale, lower it down. Step the right foot back to plank. Hold it here. Strong foundations. Pushing hands and feet into the mat. Hugging your core muscles in. Hollowing out the belly. Inhale, rock forwards. Exhale, down. Find your flow. Lift up. Full breath. Exhale. Pelvic floor. Abs. Send your hips up. And back. Downwards facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale. Squeeze knee to nose as you step it between the hands. Bring your left hand to the inside of the leg. Heel toe your left leg out a foot or two. Stay here. Maybe lower the back knee. Maybe keep it up. Maybe come down to your forearms, lengthening the chest forwards. And really, if your back knee is up, spike that back heel backwards. So really engage your back leg. It's not just hanging here. Breathing deeply. Find your breath. Breathing into tightness, breathing into discomfort, using an exhale, choosing to let go, choosing to release. And then pushing up to the hands, heel toe the left foot back in, And now pull that left hip back, 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 back as you start to straighten the leg. Inhale, lengthen the body forwards. Exhale, chin towards your shin. So watch that we're not here. We're really hugging that left hip crease back and the right hip forwards. Send your right heel towards the floor. Breathe right into the pelvis. Keep every toe on the floor here. Try not to roll the feet in or out. Soften through your face. Keep the shoulders away from your ears and keep that lift, that mula bandha, through your pelvic floor. Supporting your energy system as well as your physical system here. Keep the right hand planted. Inhale. Pull your left hip back as you open, open, open. Take a breath here. Inhale fully. Exhale, float it back down. Nice, nice, nice. And then send the left leg back, plank pose. Hold it here. 4 breaths, shoulders down the back, hollowing out through the belly. Last plank, I believe. From here, we're going to send it straight back to down dog. We're going to inhale our right leg up. We're going to exhale, step it through. Lower the back knee. Couple of options here for a quad and hip stretch. So we're going to have a little twist as well. So we're going to all turn towards our right leg. So we're here, looking back over the right shoulder. Now by dipping your hips down and allowing your body to twist, 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 this might be enough, and pushing into the top of your left foot to get a really strong stretch through both hips, but it'll be the inside of the right hip, outside and front of the left hip. Or you might, if you reach back and your hand's in line with the back of your knee, you might be able to take hold of your foot. What you don't want is any discomfort in your knee or anything that feels like your knee is stretching. So you can be here, or you can just be twisting. You might twist and come down to your forearm, slightly more intense, and the most intense version will be to be on your forearm and take hold of the foot as well. So go with what works for you, and once you're there, breathe and see what your body needs. Does it want to be still? Does it want to move gently? Open the chest, so we're really stimulating our throat chakra as well as we do this. Breathing fully into the belly. Find your breath. Listen to your body. Lots going on here. We're twisting, we're releasing, we're stretching, we're contracting in all different parts. So whether you're here or the foot is down, really listen to your body. Stretching, stretching, breathing and breathing. A couple more breaths. And then slowly release it down. Going to step straight back to plank. And then from plank, take a breath in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Lower the back knee. Start to twist. Allow that right hip to go down towards the back leg. Breathe it out. Everyone starts here. Maybe take your left hand towards the left glute. Good. If you want to lower to your forearm, you can. If you want to reach back and take your right foot, you can. Remembering also that one side might be really different to the other, so don't force yourself into any position. And really listen or be mindful of your knees here. But if, like me, you've got quite tight quads, then this will be a really lovely stretch, whichever version you take. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Find your breath here. Really nice. Full breath. Keeping the mind on the body and your breathing. Slowly release that back leg. Pushing straight back to down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, swing it underneath. Pigeon pose. So again, there should be no discomfort at all in the knees. If there is, then maybe come out of this. We'll find a modification. You can do this on your back. Otherwise, you're dropping the hips down. You might, if you're tight, need a bolster underneath your right buttock. Or, in fact, if you're really tight in your left hip flexor, you might need one in the front. So what you don't want to do is be sat on the side. So lower straight down the middle. The closer your right heel is to your groin, the slightly easier this posture is. So for those of you that are more open in the hips and need a deeper stretch, start to wiggle your foot away from you, away from your hip, as I've just done. Okay, left foot is relaxed at the back, fingertips down. We're going to start seated. So we hold lots of tension in our hips, which are starting to release, but I want you to really be aware if you're subconsciously gripping, which we all do a lot. So really just hold it here a second. Just notice if you're gripping and allow your pelvis to be heavy. Allow it to relax fully. Breathe. Inhale. On your next exhalation, think forwards rather than down. So you're bringing your ribs out of the waistline, out, creating space between the hips and the ribs. Start to come down to the forearms, hold it here, maybe lower all the way down if that feels good. Softening through the jaw, breathing. Nice. Gently, although we're soft in the pelvis, relaxing in this posture, keep gently, energetically drawing your right hip back towards you so that your pelvis doesn't come out of alignment. So it's a really subtle drawing back of the right hip. Find your breath. So try and stick with any discomfort in the hips, any tightness. And use your breath to ease these areas. Full restorative breath here. Making your exhalation longer than your inhalation if you can. Just come slightly up with the body, and we're going to walk our hands over towards the left side, so we're framing our right foot. One hand out then the other, and then again gently soften down. Keep subtly, tiny bit, just hugging that right hip back towards your center line. This is quite an intense position. Breathing. Couple of breaths here. Allowing the body to let go and release. Slowly bringing the body up, walk the hands back to center, and bringing the body up. Push into the hands and your back foot to release that right leg. Maybe slowly kick it back, give it a wiggle if you need to. Hips side to side, and then find down dog. Couple of breaths here. Notice how one side might be feeling different to the other. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, draw that left leg underneath. Same thing. Again, it might feel different one side to the other. You might need a cushion on one side and not the other, and that's okay. That's perfectly normal. So we're not going to drop onto the side. We're keeping our left heel towards our hip if we're new to this, and our pelvis is going straight down the middle. If you need a deeper stretch, you might wiggle that left foot out slightly. Starting with the fingertips or the hands on the floor. Make sure the right leg is right behind you and not out to the side. Couple of breaths here, allowing our pelvis, hips to soften, to be heavy, to ground down, to not grip, so to release. Soften through the jaw, connection between our jaw and our hips. People with tight hips usually have tight jaws. Or rather I should say, when your hips are tight, your jaw will be tight. I know mine is. Breathe in and lengthen. Ribs out of the pelvis as you exhale. Slowly fold forwards, come to the forearms, maybe come all the way down. Softly, softly, gently, gently, breathing fully.
Be breathing into tightness, into tension. Using your exhalation to let go, to shift it. Softly, softly, energetically hugging that left hip back towards the center line. Keeping the mind fully focused, fully aware of the breath and the body as we do this. Slight lift of the body as we walk the hands towards the right side now and lower down over that right foot. Hold it here. Breathing into the whole of the torso. Just check in that you're doing that. And check in with the face, making sure the muscles around the face nice and relaxed, nice and soft. Couple more breaths here, full breaths. Choosing to let go as you exhale. You can even repeat that mantra if that helps. I choose to let go. Slowly drawing the arms back to center. Lift the body up. Placing the hands down, curl the back toes and release the left leg. Good. Right. Let's take a little cobbler pose. Soles of the feet together. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forwards and down, gently pressing on the insides of the legs. Head towards your feet. Again, imagine you're sticking your bottom out here. And then grounding down through the sit bones as we roll up. Couple of shoulder rolls at the top. Nice. So we're going to come onto our backs now for our last couple of stretches. So rolling down. Keeping that left leg nice and active, we're going to hug our right leg in towards the chest and using our core muscles, drawing navel to spine, pushing the lower back down. We're going to raise our forehead towards our knee, shoulders away from the ears, using that strength in your core here. Couple of breaths. Hold it here as we open that right knee just for one breath out to the side. Keep the left hip down. Draw it back to center. And now take your left hand to the foot. And we're going to draw, think, heel to forehead. And we're drawing our right knee down towards our right armpit. So if anyone's getting neck discomfort here, then by all means lower down or put a cushion underneath. But otherwise, drawing the shoulders away, chin to chest, using our core to lift the body up. For some of you who are more open in the hips, you might want to start bringing that right arm through and using it to pull your right knee downwards. Maybe bringing head in front of foot, maybe taking right leg behind your neck if that's something that's available to you. Wherever you are, keep the left leg active, keep it grounding down. A couple of breaths here. And then slowly releasing. Do the same thing on the other side. So right foot, well, both feet are active and flexed. Draw your left knee in towards the chest as close as you can. Really hug it in, and then pressing your back into the mat using that navel to spine, that mula bandha lift through the pelvic floor to lift the upper body up. Shoulders down. Breathing. Again, you can skip the lift of the head if you're feeling tired in your core and you're starting to
take strain in your neck. That's not the purpose here. Open the left leg out. Bring it back in. Take hold of the left foot with the right hand. And we're going to draw heel towards forehead. Again, you can do this with the head on the floor. Think left knee down to armpit. A couple of breaths here. Maybe bringing that left arm through, starting to work. Remember, this is a journey, so you don't have to be able to hit any particular position. You might be here, and that's fine. Opening through the hip, maybe gently finding some movement. So it's finding what's working for you. Wherever you are, breathe. Either find stillness or find a little movement that feels good. Coming to the end of our practice. Releasing down. Take hold of the outside of both feet. Draw knees to armpits. Flex the toes. Allow your pelvis to come off the floor. So you're drawing your knees down so far that your pelvis come off. Then, this is the magic bit. Keep your knees where they are, but start to peel your tailbone back down towards the mat. Keep the chin slightly towards the chest, and that's when you're really going to start lengthening out the spine and the muscles either side. Working into the hips here, working into the groin, the inside thighs, breathing fully. Nice, and again. Full breaths. And then slowly release. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat, or just a bit wider, and allow the knees to drop in. Arms out to the side or into a V. Keep your left knee going in and down towards the floor. Sorry, keep your right knee going in and then drop your left knee down towards the floor. And then switching sides. So we're keeping our shoulders and our upper body on the mat here. And we're just dropping that right hip in as the knee goes down. So easing out the pelvis, doing some inward rotation. Left one goes down. Breathing still, doesn't matter how you breathe with this one, but keep the breath nice and fluid. Just slow, mindful movements. So this should feel really good in your lower back, as well as the backs of the hips and the outer hips for this one. Just gentle movements. Rolling one knee down and then the other. The other knee stays knee to ceiling. Keeping both shoulder blades on the mat. And then coming back to center, we're going to take Shavasana for our final posture. So extend the feet out, nice and wide. We've done lots of work on the hips now. Allow the legs to fall, open, heavy, relaxed, released. Palms facing up. Lift the chest, draw the shoulders underneath, and then lower the chin towards the chest. And sigh. Breathing in through the nose. Choosing to let go as you sigh it out. Closing the eyes. Allowing the eyes to drop back and look inwards towards your third eye. Notice the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor, with the mat. And really allow them to be heavy and release as you feel the earth come up to support them. Just take a minute here just to see what comes up. Done lots of opening, twisting, moving, shifting. So just go inwards and just keep asking yourself, if your mind is wondering, what am I feeling? How am I doing? Where feels good? Where is there discomfort, if any? And what's my breath doing? And if that's all too much to remember, just stick with, what am I noticing? wondering again, what am I noticing? Notice the breathing, notice the body, notice the mind. Just be your own observer just for a moment. Bring some attention to the hands and feet, or if you've got lots of time, pause the video, stay here for another 10-20 minutes. That would be awesome. But for the rest of us, if you need to get on and do things, slowly make your way onto one side and just relax here for a moment. Draw yourself up to any comfortable seated position. I'm going to kneel. Soften through the legs, the hips, shoulders. Place your left hand on top of your right. And notice how you feel now compared to at the beginning of your practice. Maybe things have shifted, maybe you feel lighter, maybe emotional, maybe tired, maybe energized. All those things are okay. Just repeat to yourself, I choose to let go anything that doesn't serve me. Hands to prayer. Bow the heads, confirm to yourself. Namaste. Thanks for your time. As always, feedback is welcome. Thanks for donating. And if you can't donate, thanks for your time anyway, that's absolutely fine. Big love to you all.